Well, I'd like to start by thanking each of you for being part of this panel today. Our QEP started 5 years ago, and we designed it for students. We wanted to design a program that would enhance communication skills for students. And now that we're coming to the end of the program, we thought it would be really important to have students tell us if we've been successful, what we've done well, what suggestions you might have. So our panel today is to ask you your thoughts about the QEP. And we'll go ahead and start. I'll ask you first to introduce yourself and then tell the QEP course that you have taken. And if you've taken more than one course, if you can remember both of them, you could do that too. So Oliver, would you start, please?
Okay, sure. Hi, my name is Oliver Flores. I'm a senior psychology major at Sul Ross, and I have taken 2 QEP courses. The first one, I believe, was Advanced Composition in English in 2021, and more recently, I took Emotions and Motivation in Psychology.
Thank you. Larissa.
Hello, my name is Larissa Valenzuela. I'm a senior psychology major at Sul Ross. And the one QEP course I've taken is Emotional Motivation in Psychology.
I'm Michelle Valenzuela. I'm currently a senior at Sul Ross. I'm an education major, and the QEP course I am currently taking is with Dr. Wesley, called Language Arts in the Classroom.
Thank you. And Harlem.
My name is Harlem Ramos. I'm a senior here at Sul Ross. My major is education, and I have only taken one QEP course. It was reading skills for content subject.
Thank you. Well, our first question, I'd like you to reflect on the communication skills of writing and speaking and visual presentation, and describe how the skills in your QEP class have supported you in your communication. And we will start with Oliver.
All right, well, I think that throughout the QEP courses I've taken, I've become a much better writer, and I've also become a better communicator with the audience of whatever I'm doing, either a presentation or, a written paper. And that was the major one.
Thank you. And Larissa?
Well, I can definitely agree with Oliver. My writing skills have gotten way better, and as well my communication skills. I would not be able to be here if I had not taken that class, because I was horrible at communicating. Like, I would have a panic attack up here at the moment. But that definitely helped a lot. It made me help engage myself with the audience or whoever I was speaking to, and just being able to speak with them normally.
Okay, thank you. Michelle.
So I have to agree with Oliver and Larissa. It also helped me with my writing as well with my communication. I feel like she said if it wasn't for the QEP course, I wouldn't be doing this right now. And thanks to all the practice that Dr. Wesley has provided, because we do a lot of where we talk in front of the classroom, I believe that has helped me better my skills at communicating. So yeah.
For me, I think it will be my communication skills, because I have learned how to organize, to not jump from one idea to the next, learn how to finish an idea, and then go ahead and move on. So, yeah.
We do use the QEP scoring rubric, and hopefully that gives you guidance to improve your writing, your communication skills. Have you had experience with it, and how do you feel it does help you, or how could it be better? And I'll start with Larissa.
I feel like it's very helpful because it's very detailed onto what the expectation is, and it's not very hard to meet it if you read it properly. It's kind of like basic knowledge, I guess. It is a little bit hard, if you haven't broken your shell yet, but it's a good expectation. I don't think I have anything bad to say about it.
Oliver, how would you say it has helped you?
Well, at first, at college, I had a lot of difficulty with some of the bottom parts of the QEP courses, like technique and supporting material. But as I went to my junior and senior level courses, what was most important through the QEP courses that I've taken were content development and purpose, something that helps people understand, the content of your paper or your presentation, and it really allows you to connect with the audience.
Thank you. Michelle.
So a way this QEP rubric has helped me was that it was presented to us in the beginning of the school year. That way we had an idea of how we were going to be graded on. One thing I mean, I guess to each their own, every teacher, I would like for teachers to make more comments on like our grades, on why we got it, instead of just saying, look at the rubric for feedback. I feel like giving specific comments about where you could improve on would be more helpful.
Thank you. Harlem.
I think it was really helpful because professors are allowed to give effective feedback, so you can go back and be able to see what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. So based on your strengths, you can use them to improve those weaknesses that you have.
Thank you. The next question, as I said earlier, we have been doing the QEP for going on 5 years, and since you have experienced 1 or even 2 QEP courses, do you have any suggestions for how the QEP courses could be even more helpful to you? And I'm going to start with Oliver because you have the experience of 2 courses.
Well, one thing that I think I would have benefited a bit more was our final project in each of the QEP courses I've taken. We always just record our presentation, and after that it is submitted to something else. And I actually would have preferred a conference style final, because I've done a couple of those at Sul Ross as well, and although I like our QEP courses, I always preferred a conference where people actually ask you questions upon the completion of your presentation.
Thank you. Larissa.
I would definitely have to agree with Oliver. I mean, I don't mind the recording and uploading, but definitely since it is to enhance our communication skills, having someone to like give our presentation to, because it's online and obviously faculty and staff get to see it, but it would be nice to get more feedback other than just the professor themselves, seeing how we did or seeing how we can improve ourselves with a bigger audience.
Thank you. Michelle.
I have to agree with them again because I do feel like if we had a bigger audience to present our finals to and get feedback not from just our professors but also our classmates, I feel like that would also be more helpful, because you know there could be things that your professor could have missed and your classmate could be like, oh well, you did good but you could improve and so and so. So I just think like how they said, having a bigger audience would be more helpful.
Okay, and Harlem?
I also agree with them because I feel that if we have other audience, it will give us a better idea to build those skills that we're missing, and just not have the professor the one that was giving us effective feedback, but have others as well.
Thank you. The next question, I'd like you to reflect on the QEP course or courses that you've been in and identify for us what you think the biggest benefit has been. And I'm going to start with you, Michelle.
Okay, so I guess the biggest benefit has been, like I said, Dr. Wesney presented the rubric in the beginning of the year. So I think that was very helpful because we knew what to expect and what we needed in order to be exemplary. So there was no excuse of saying, well, I didn't know that it had to be detailed, I didn't know this, because it was presented to us. And I feel like that is I feel like that's important to show your students what's expected of them. That way it can motivate them to do better and try their best in their assignments.
Thank you. Harlem?
Definitely, like I mentioned before, effective feedback. That's the biggest one because professors, like I said before, they are able to give us more ways for us to develop the skills that we're missing and use the ones that we are good at to develop the ones that we need to.
Okay. Larissa?
I would have to say that the most effective thing was having such a supportive professor, because I mean, at the end of the day, they're the ones we have to meet their expectations because it is their class. And like how they were saying, the rubric is something that helps us like know what the professor's expectations are, but also the schools. So I feel like it's very effective to be presented this, like they were saying, at such an early like time, so we have a knowledge of what is expected for our presentation and of the class.
And Oliver?
Well, what I think the biggest benefit of the QEP course is actually ties into what everybody else said, and it's the relationship building between the student and their primary professor. In the classes that I've taken, that has been the most important thing, not only for me, but for other people in the course. The amount of time you spend with your professor, either writing your essays or preparing your presentations, builds a relationship that you can take to other courses or, to your next professors, and it's extremely important.
Thank you. The last question, if you could take another QEP course, would you or would you not, and give your reason? And we'll start with Harlem.
I would, definitely. I know it's a little bit of more work, but it will, if I had the opportunity already to build one skills, well, build more than one. So yes, I would.
Michelle?
Like Harlem said, I would too, because it is building our skills in communicating, writing, and I think that is something so important. And when we graduate college and our professional jobs, it's so important for us to write properly and communicate effectively with others. And I also like how Harlem has mentioned before, the effective feedback. I feel like that is so helpful for college students to know what they need in order to succeed.
Thank you. Larissa?
I would definitely take another course. Personally, I feel like I could still gain more, and I could, grow more with my communication skills. They are better than they used to be, but definitely they need more work. So if I was presented with the opportunity, I would definitely take that course.
Thank you. And Oliver?
Yes, I would. I think that QEP inserts the importance of communication into every different part of the college experience, but I probably wouldn't want to take a full course load of QEP courses because they do add a lot of work at the end of the year.
Okay. Well, I certainly want to thank the four of you. You have mentioned that you'd like a large audience, and I will let you know that on October 13th, we have 23 faculty who are QEP instructors, and they're going to be looking at you. So you will have a big audience, and I know that they will get a lot of insights, as I have from you, and I will give you the first round of applause, and I know when it's shown on the 13th of October, you'll get a big round of applause too. So thank you. Thank you very much.